Now we'll move to item 8B, presentation on the Minnesota Arms Spending Alternative Project. And just for the public, this item was originally on the agenda as an action item. Minnesota Arms Spending Alternative Project contacted me and asked that this be taken off the action portion of the agenda and placed on the presentation portion of the agenda, and they'll give you some more information about that. But I just wanted everyone to understand why this is where it is.
Okay.
Mr. Habening?
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Or should I wait till you're...
1 second.
Okay.
Oh, no. A letter of intent. If you could figure out the dollar amount, know how much he's willing to put into it, that'd be good.
Okay. Council members, staff, people of Red Wing. My name is Bill Habedank. I live at 1913 Grandview Avenue in Red Wing, and I'm here with a group of people representing Minnesota Arms Spending Alternative Project. We are a growing group of Minnesotans who are deeply concerned about the bloated federal defense budget in lieu of critical domestic spending. We keep hearing that Minnesota ASAP is a cause. Well, we can call it what we will, but it is a cause that affects each and every one of you council members directly, and it also affects you as both a council member and as a citizen, and it critically impacts the city budget. It affects each and every one of us sitting here in this room, and it affects everybody that may be watching on TV. This is a discussion that needs to be talked about, and it's starting at the grassroots level, and it's taking place in numerous cities in Minnesota. I will now call upon Peter Jacobs, who will show us how this issue impacts us. Peter?
Good evening, Council. My name is Peter Jacobs. I live at 1913 West 6th Street here in Red Wing. I'm going to speak on the federal discretionary budget. Roughly 43 cents of that budget goes to food, income security and labor, transportation, international affairs, education, health, housing, environmental, energy and science, and veterans benefits. It's pennies, nickels, and dimes. That's it. I'm sorry, not one of those areas gets more than 6 cents. These figures come from the National Priorities Projects. In Red Wing, the food shelf last year had 700 more requests than the year prior. 3,913 individual requests, helping 1,148 households. Red Wing's Care Clinic, the free medical service here, provided 1,453 patient visits with services valued at $800,000. And nearly 50% of the students at Red Wing Sunnyside Elementary School come from homes which are below the poverty level. And I understand Red Wing's public safety staff is short 5 personnel, 2 police officers and 3 within the fire department. And where does the remaining 57 cents comes from? It goes to the Pentagon. Red Wing's taxpayers contributed to the cost of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq to the tune of $88 million. How is this investment for you? A University of Massachusetts study revealed that $1 billion spent through the Pentagon for military contracts creates 11,000 jobs, whereas $1 billion spent on education, infrastructure, clean energy, and health creates $29,000. I propose this resolution to call on our federal representatives, congressmen, and senators to shift federal funding of priorities from that of war to the needs of all of us. And at this date, we have 36 state senators signed on to the resolution and 70 representatives in our House. Thank you.
And I'll just wrap up. My name is Paul Riedner. I was born and raised in Red Wing. I served in China with our sister city commission. I have an economics degree from Carleton and a master's degree from the University of Minnesota. But I served in Iraq for 4 years in the Army. And when I got back, finding a job is tough. The numbers that he's talking about, the 29,000 versus 11,000, is a real consequence of this amount of spending towards the Pentagon. So what we do, Minnesota Armed Spending Alternatives Project, is help link our federal spending to the problems that you counselors have to deal with every day. How do you find the money to do projects to help keep our city, to keep our community healthy? So it's a very passionate cause for me to be involved in. We're having great successes around the state. St. Paul, Minneapolis, and Duluth have all endorsed it. The mayor of Rochester just recently endorsed the resolution, and Rochester will be bringing it forth soon. And so we appreciate the chance to just talk about it, because this is an issue that no one really wants to raise. I can say for myself that it does take courage to address the military topic because of our past 10 years. But the consequences are real, and we have a chance to be open and honest about what do we get for our $88 million as a city, and what could we do with that money for our kids. I have a 6-month-old son at home now, and I'm compelled to try to make sure that he doesn't have to go to Iraq, or what's the next one, Iran, I don't know. So we have to just engage each other and be open and honest about it and what we can do. And this is a very simple resolution that just helps us understand the issue and not be afraid to talk about it. And we'll be holding a Support the Troops event in Red Wing that we would like to encourage all the leaders from around the community, churches, counselors, nonprofit groups, and community members to come and realize that we all hold the same beliefs, and we have to be able to stand up and speak for what we think is right. Otherwise, we have no chance but to teach our kids to do the same thing. So thank you for the opportunity to discuss this, and it'll be an ongoing effort. I think it'll be really positive for the community. Thank you.
Paul. Do you have a date yet?
No, we don't have a date yet.
Okay. Well, you can get that information to us, and we'll get it up.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. And I also have Pepper Wolf signed up on this issue.
Yes.
You could just say your name and address, please.
My name is Pepper Wolf. My address is 1039 Kingman in Red Wing. Before I became the Director of Women Against Military Madness, I taught for over 30 years. And one of the things that we teach our children is to solve problems without using violence. And my speech will not be very long because I think it's very simple, is that you make a resolution or you back things where your beliefs are. And I think pouring immense amount of money into a very, very bloated military budget is not teaching children that the way to make a better world is through peace, and it's not when your priorities are skewed. And being members of a council of a city, you do have a say. You do have a right to state your beliefs, even though you think it may not have repercussions farther down the line. But if we all take a stand in something we believe in, and everybody may not be able to do everything, but each one of us can do something. Thank you.
Thank you.